Okay, that's just a little bit of the stuff I've been collecting in the last couple minutes. All of that was in my skin. We're gonna be having dogs walking around in the back. Go ahead. Frankie, say hi. Riggy, say hi. Thank you. Yeah, oh, kisses, thank you. We are quite up close and personal today because we are talking about oil cleansing. So I really want you to be able to see my skin as best as possible. Oil cleansing and double cleansing is of course nothing new. In my research, I have found it dating back to the 14th century in Asia. Geishas used it to remove their heavy white oil-based makeups. Double cleansing specifically has always been extremely popular in K-beauty. No surprises here, Asian skincare is always just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. And oil cleansing isn't very new to me. If you have been following this channel for quite some time, you may remember that the first video I ever posted in 2015 was on the oil cleansing method. I'll link that video below, even though I'm kind of embarrassed to do so, but I go through my whole journey of discovering oil cleansing and how it really cleared my acne in my early 20s. I just started breaking out like crazy. I tried everything else, I didn't know what else to do, and I kind of just did it as a last resort. It was my Hail Mary, hoping for the best, and it worked. Over the last few years, I haven't really been keeping up with it because so many brands have created incredible oil cleansers. So I've been double cleansing still every night, but not doing my specific old oil cleanser. However, last week, I was perusing YouTube, as one does, and I stumbled upon this video by Audrey Victoria. I will put the link in the description box below. And she did the oil cleansing method for 45 minutes straight, which is a crazy long amount of time to be washing your face. She's probably the only other person I've ever seen do my magic kind of recipe. I've always used jojoba oil and castor oil. When I was younger and had very oily skin, I used quite a bit of castor oil, and then jojoba oil was my secondary oil. Now that I'm a little bit older, have a bit drier skin, I'm using mainly jojoba and then just a drop of the castor because it can be a bit drying, but it's great for getting out all the impurities. That has always been my magic elixir. So when I saw Audrey doing it, I was like, I need to get back on this. What have I been doing? My skin well, it's gotten a lot better. I've been taking a daily symbiotic and I think it's really been helping. I talked about seed in a previous video and I'll be discussing them more. I am still having just general cloggedness. That sounds absolutely disgusting. I'm using some really great exfoliants for that, but that just kind of takes time. And in the meantime, I just want to make sure my overall skin is healthy and the best it can be. Don't touch your skin. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm like grabbing all over my skin. Not smart. After watching Audrey's video on her doing the oil cleansing method for 45 minutes, I cannot get over how long that is. I then somehow opened up some like black hole into oil cleansing YouTube. I'm not mad about it. It was very inspiring, but one video I want to shout out is LA beautyologist Nye. Oh, incredible, so informative. Cannot believe I haven't found you sooner. So I will also put her video and her page in the description box. Incredibly informative. If you're looking for facts, thoroughly researched and vetted, check that video out. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm not gonna do 45 minutes. I'm not willing to entertain at the detriment of my skin. I don't think 45 minutes is necessarily going to be good for my skin. However, I think 20 minutes might be okay. I'm gonna set a timer actually. I'm gonna put 20 minutes. These dogs are being so loud. I'm sorry. Frank's like snoring. Ricky's running around the office. But I know if they're not in here, they're going to want to be in here and be like scratching the door. So they're staying. Hi, Ricky. You're such a good girl. Yeah, do you want an oil cleanse? 20 minutes. Well, we'll do 21 minutes so I have time to like get my sitch together. 21 minutes is on the clock. So I'm taking about half a dropper of jojoba and then just the tiniest little amount of castor. I'm actually gonna get a little bit more of the jojoba. And then on dry skin, if you have your makeup on still, leave it there. I maybe wouldn't recommend if you're doing this for an extremely prolonged amount of time to do it on your skin with your makeup on because you might just be really rubbing that makeup in. But I don't have any makeup on, just skincare SPF, and I am just massaging that into my skin. I know it is terrifying to think if you have oily skin to then put oil on your skin. I know that that's a really difficult thing to get over, and I experienced that when I first used the oil cleansing method. However, oil dissolves oil. So if you are producing an excessive amount of oil, you are going to be helping your skin. I know it might sound backwards, but trust me here. Where a lot of traditional cleansers can actually be stripping your skin of its natural oils and then making your skin produce more oils to compensate for that, and then you're just starting this horrible cycle of trying to stop your oily skin by excessively drying it out, and then your skin is just going to get even oilier. Oil cleansing really helps to balance out your skin so it's the perfect level of hydrated and moisturized and not oily. I also think we are often extremely afraid of oils when it comes to our face, but you need those oils to have healthy skin. The oils aren't necessarily the problem. It's the mixture of those oils with dirt and bacteria and dead skin cells that's going to cause breakouts. I'm really going to get into the spots where I know I have sebaceous filaments, blackheads, whiteheads, all that good stuff. And I've been doing this pretty frequently lately, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get any really fun plugs coming out that you guys can see, but I hope so for the sake of the video. But you just gotta be patient, we'll see what we get. I feel like oil plugs and sebaceous filaments are like buzzwords kind of being thrown out a lot lately. Your sebaceous glands create an oily liquid called sebum to lubricate your skin, and sebaceous filaments or sebum plugs are collections of that liquid. When sebum mixes with dead skin cells or bacteria, it clogs that pore and then makes that pore look larger. I feel like that's another big misconception. You can't actually shrink your pores, but you can clean them out so they appear smaller. So your goal really isn't to get rid of every sebaceous filament, it's to stop that process before it turns into a whitehead or a blackhead or cystic acne even. For me, the best combination has always been to keep my skin properly cleaned and hydrated by oil cleansing and double cleansing, and then using a really great exfoliator, and that's gonna get all of that dead skin cells out, clear out the pores, make sure there's no dirt or bacteria to mix with the oils. Okay, we are about 5 minutes in and I'm feeling quite sandy. I don't know, oh yeah, you can see one. Wow, that one is really, really dark. Let's see if you can see that. I just tried to collect a few. Most of mine aren't dark, so on the top of my finger there's about 3. 2 of them look kind of just like little grains of sand, and then one's a bit darker. While I'm doing this, one of the biggest questions I get asked is, what is double cleansing? So let me just quickly give a little description of oil cleansing versus double cleansing and how they kind of coincide. And then if I get anything out while we do this, I'll show you. It is just so grainy feeling, it's crazy. So double cleansing is very similar to this process of oil cleansing. You can either use a product from a brand that's already made. There's a lot of great cleansers out there that come in balms or oils. And your first step of cleansing, which you typically do this process at night to clear off anything from the day, you start with your cleansing balm, cleansing oil, something that is going to latch on to all the gunk. Like with this oil cleansing method, you're going to take it directly on your dry skin, and its purpose is removing those impurities. So dissolving that excessive oil, latching on to all the dirt, and getting it out and off of your skin. And why it's called double cleansing is because you cleanse twice. So then for your second cleanser, you're going to use your typical cleanser. This is going to treat the actual skin now that you have removed all the impurities. So if you're going to spend money on a cleanser, typically spend more money on that secondary cleanser, because that's what's going to actually be affecting your skin more. And it'll also help balance out your skin after having the oils on. Gosh, it's really hard to talk as I'm like roping my face. I have extremely sensitive skin, so I also don't like to do a lot of aggressive rubbing for prolonged periods of time, which is why I didn't want to do the 45 minute. I knew it was just going to irritate my skin. We have 6 minutes and 42 seconds left, so I'm not sure I'm gonna go the full 20 minutes just because I don't want to risk irritating my skin at all just from the rubbing. I think I overdid this area. I'm starting to feel like a little irritated right here. I feel like because I'm talking to you guys, I'm not really focusing on getting all parts of my face, so let's do the perimeter a little bit more where I don't get as sensitive. I really want to work on my jawline. I get such bad blockage around my jaw and on my neck even too. You probably noticed in videos, I typically have little spots on my neck. Oh, got a big one. It's right there. I'm really hoping you can see it. I really should have done my nails before this video as my hands are all up here, but we already packed all our nail stuff, including our nail polish remover, so I just have chipped pink nails, which is super cute. Sounds so gross, but I feel like I should have been collecting all of these so I could show you at the end, like all of them together. Now that I'm coming up on the 20-minute mark, I like almost don't want to stop, but I know that I should. To remove this, you're going to want to take a washcloth and some very warm water, not too hot because you don't want it to be irritating your skin, but warm enough so it's going to help get all of this off. Run that washcloth under the warm water, kind of wring it out a little bit. Hold it over your skin, let the steam kind of break everything down, and then very gently wipe away. And then I do this, I don't know, probably like there we are. Probably like 4 or 5 times until my skin wipes clean. When I do this, I don't treat it like a double cleansing. I don't cleanse again after it, especially because I've just been rubbing my face for so long. Okay, that's just a little bit of the stuff I've been collecting in the last couple minutes. All of that was in my skin. My skin is definitely a little bit irritated from the excessive rubbing. I typically do an oil cleansing method anywhere between like 2 to 5, maybe 10 minutes tops if I'm really feeling like I want to pamper myself. So that was a lot, but I will say my skin feels amazing. It feels so hydrated and supple. It doesn't feel that like squeaky, strict clean that you get a lot of times with astringent, very aggressive cleansers. I'm gonna follow up with my Good Genes lactic acid. This stuff's a miracle worker. It's so good for skin cell turnover, and it's gonna help break down any of that leftover gunk in my pores, any dry skin cells that need exfoliated off, that are just going to reclog our fresh, clean pores. And then I'm moisturizing with Summer Friday's Cloud Dew Moisturizer. It's a little bit lighter just because we've put so much oils on the face. I just want something kind of like light that's really gonna let the skin breathe, but is still very hydrating and moisturizing. I can't wait till some of this redness goes down because my skin feels so fresh and so nice and so clean in, like I said, a nice hydrated fresh way. If you have any more questions on oil cleansing, anything I didn't cover, please feel free to comment below. I will try to get to any of them. Also, like I mentioned, I will link all of those other YouTube videos for you in the description box, including my own for 5 years ago. Don't judge it too hard. I should probably rewatch it before I promise to share it, but whatever, it's still up there. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this, please give it a big like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload, which is typically every Sunday morning. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.